I am here in northern Israel, and it is day 55 of the Iran Revolution. And the question is, what's going to happen next? And if you look at the assets that the U.S. has in place at the moment, and it is bringing to the theater, it is fair to say that there is a huge amount of metal in the region, and they're bringing more. Right? With the Gerald Ford, obviously, coming with its strike group capabilities, and we're talking about a massive arsenal just from the aircraft carrier strike groups that are in the region already, right? The Abraham Lincoln, as well as the Ford coming into the region. And generally speaking, the assets that are already in place with the tens of thousands of troops who are based across the Middle East right now, as well as the offensive capabilities of not just troops like infantry, special ops, and all that stuff, but as well as other aircraft that are stationed at bases, intel, all kinds of assets that are in the area. Um, there is no shortage of American military hardware and people who are in position to carry out some kind of kinetic action. Right now, the estimates are that something could happen as early this weekend, but that is not necessarily going to happen, right? It could be that there will be a surprise strike. It could be that there might be a few pinpoint strikes to send a message to Iran that they have to come to the table in good faith and agree to the terms that the United States is imposing upon them in the deal, knowing full well that the Iranian government has already rejected those terms multiple times. There's a probability that Trump will not accept going to another round of negotiations because he sees Iran being led by a government that acts in bad faith and that he doesn't trust them, and that he is basically saying, all right, if you don't agree to our terms, this is over. And he may not have the patience to even ask them a third time because they've been just drawing this out as they do so well. But he's, likely to do something unorthodox in this situation because he likes to do things a bit unorthodox. So we don't know what his reaction is going to be. Israel has come out and said that even with our multi-layered defense, this is obvious to everyone who knows anything about our defense here, like, yes, it's great, it's amazing, it's incredible. Being able to stop, 80, 90% of the rockets that are coming in is somehow, it's a bloody miracle. But there's still, 10% to 20% that can get through. And if Iran currently has, between 4,000 and 6,000 rockets available to them, maybe 3 and 6, 3 and 5, whatever the number is, that they can shoot at us, ballistic missiles and things like that, it is very likely that a number of those will get through, right? If they shot all of them at us, right? Especially if it was a sustained attack just over a period of days or weeks, right? They could be shooting 3,000 rockets at us, and there's probably no way we will stop every one of them. But you have to remember that if the regime is allowed to stay in power, we're just going to have more of that, right? We're just going to see more attacks from Iran. Not just ballistic missile attacks, but they're going to continue to fund all the terror groups that constantly attack us. When people say, oh, you're just spewing the American narrative, or you're spewing the Jewish media control narrative, all this kind of nonsense that they say, Jews control the media, which is just utter nonsense, but I can happily get into that. But the point is, even with the best defenses that we have, we don't have an impervious defense, unfortunately. And if Israel is going to be attacked, there is a very high probability that some of those missiles will get through and do damage, if not kill people, just like they did last time in June of last year, 2025. So it isn't like we're just sitting here in Israel like cheering on, yeah, let's go to war. Like, no, we'd love to see the Ayatollah be gone. We know there's a serious risk to life and limb here in Israel. We know there's a serious risk of damage, obviously, to property, but that's nothing compared to people's lives. And, nevertheless, we understand the greater reward, if you want to look at it that way, of getting rid of the guys that are causing this, which are the dictatorship in Iran, right? And the IRGC, that is their terrorist military. So there's a reason we support military action to get rid of the Ayatollah and the IRGC more than diplomacy, because diplomacy is just doing another deal with the devil. And they're going to break that deal because they always do. They always have, they always will. Right? That dictatorship is not a good faith, honest actor. Right? Hello there in the chat. How you doing? Thank you for your message. I see you. Good to see you. By all means, smash the like and hit the subscribe button if you haven't done it already. And let's get this word out to more people. So yeah, that is the state of things as a quick update of what we're facing and what's likely to happen next. So we may have some kinetic action as early as this weekend. It may be that America, without Israel's help, just does a few pinprick attacks to Iran to send the message to let them know, hey, we're very serious about this. We're not joking around. It's time for you to put up or shut up. It's time to, deal or no deal kind of situation. And it really depends on what the Iranian dictatorship is willing to submit to if they want to survive. Personally, I don't think they should be given that opportunity. They've had too many opportunities over the past 47 years to come to their senses and be a reasonable country as a government. Yeah. And they're not. They're oppressing their own people. They're spreading terror throughout the region, spreading terror throughout the world, preaching hate and jihad and all the horrible things of that ideology to which they adhere, which is, in my opinion, the biggest political cancer facing the world right now. And it must either, reform itself, or it must go the way of the dodo, like so many ideologies in the past have done. So that's the quick update for you. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Like and subscribe. Peace.